Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
It's been a dangerous morning on Metro roads with crews responding to crash after crash in the city. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Schreier. Now, take a look here. This is just some of what crews spent hours cleaning up. It also caused major traffic backups during the morning rush hour. The Highway Patrol says it responded to 16 crashes and 20 cars in the ditch just in Cass County since 6 o'clock this morning. One of those crashes was this one right here along I-94 east by the 45th Street exit. You can see one car rolled on its side. It's not known if anyone was injured in that one. And in west central Minnesota, this is what people are dealing with. Sergeant Jesse Grabo with the Minnesota State Patrol tweeted this photo. He says the vehicle rolled off I-94 near Barnesville this morning. There were no major injuries reported in that crash. And taking that live look outside right now, we just learned that there is also a traffic backup happening on I-94 in Moorhead by about exit 1B. It's hard to see on the camera, but you will notice those headlights slowly moving through in that westbound lane. But for when we can expect this snow to stop, or when we could expect it to stop, if it will, let's head on over to Storm Team meteorologist Lisa Green.
It will eventually stop today. We're looking at conditions easing up as we're heading into the afternoon and evening hours, but we're still obviously dealing with the snow out there. Our view obscured by the snow falling right now. And you can see on our North Dakota DOT map that we're looking at a lot of purple, indicating that we've got some snow on the roads, covering the road surface along the interstate I-29 and parts of I-94. Heading west, the yellow is ice, so compacted snow and ice there too. So conditions across the state not looking too great for travel. And the same thing goes for Minnesota too. We've got some issues with snow and snowy roads and slick conditions and accidents out there too, as Jordan has been reporting. Now, taking a look at your radar right now, you can see the snow has been easing up since this morning throughout much of the valley, though we are still seeing some light snow from Lakes Country stretching back up toward Grand Forks, Fargo. There's still some snow in the air, though it's not necessarily getting picked up on radar. And looking up to the north, you can see plenty of snow over by Winnipeg, and that's dropping to the south and east. So our viewers up along the Canadian border there, especially around Lake of the Woods, Red Lake, up toward Thief River Falls, this may drop in and impact you heading into the second half of the day today. So we're looking at unsettled weather continuing and tough travel weather as well. Cavalier visibility less than a mile right now, and our winds so far so good, but they're starting to turn to a northerly direction, you see there, and they'll start to pick up as well. So we're looking at the potential for some blowing snow even as it ends. Your temperatures, some of us in the 20s, and we're at 16 degrees in Fargo, 14 in Grand Forks. So we'll talk about when the snow will end and unfortunately when the cold weather will come back, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. Today, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum requested a presidential disaster declaration for counties that dealt with a major snowstorm and flood this fall. The governor is asking for $9.7 million. Some of the counties that could get the aid are Grand Forks, Barnes, and Stutzman. And for a full list of those counties, just head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and find this story. One homeowner is digging through the rubble today after their garage exploded in South Fargo this morning. Firefighters say a leak in a propane tank caused that explosion that totaled the garage and damaged 2 cars inside. They got the call just before midnight about a blast at 702 South University Drive. The house next door was also damaged. Firefighters say one person was outside at the time of the explosion and had minor injuries, but no one inside the house was hurt. This blast is considered accidental. One man is sitting in jail in connection to the stabbing at the Moorhead Public Library. 22-year-old Tristan Wallette was arrested late yesterday afternoon in Fargo. Police say 2 men were fighting over a bike when the victim was stabbed in the hand. A drunken driver who led police on a deadly chase in Sherburne County has been sentenced to more than 10 years in prison. According to prosecutors, Jason Rothmeyer had a blood alcohol content of nearly 3 times the legal limit when he led police on a chase through Becker in August 2018 with speeds exceeding 100 miles an hour. Rothmeyer eventually crashed into another vehicle, killing an 18-year-old and injuring 2 others. Rothmeyer then ran from the scene before getting arrested. Let's take a look now at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 37-year-old Terrence Burton is wanted for failure to appear and failure to register as a sex offender. Call your local law enforcement if you have any information about him. History was made in Washington, D.C., where the House Judiciary Committee approved 2 articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump. In a vote along party lines, the democratically controlled committee approved both articles, one for obstruction of justice and the other for abuse of power. Today's votes were supposed to happen last night, but committee chairman Jerry Nadler abruptly ended the hearing and announced that he was delaying a vote until this morning. With today's approval, the articles now go to the full House for consideration. The bodies of 6 people have been recovered days after a deadly volcanic eruption on a small island in New Zealand. Police and military specialists launched the risky operation to recover the remains this morning. Janice Mackey-Fryer reports from New Zealand.
This morning, a high-stakes mission to recover bodies from the island. Military teams wearing protective suits recovered 6 bodies about 1,000 feet from the crater. A ground search failed to find 2 others, now believed to be in the water.
The conditions and terrain on the island were difficult.
Yet it also revealed the first look at White Island since the volcano erupted, now a moonscape of thick ash. The island is highly volatile. Even today, there was the chance it would erupt. But authorities here are feeling pressure to give families closure. Relatives of the missing boarded boats before dawn, holding a prayer service at sea. The tragedy has taken an emotional toll here, a town that thrives on tourism, and White Island has long been its main draw. Nearly all of the 47 people on the island were tourists who had come to New Zealand from other countries for vacation.
Can you speak to plans that are in the works now to try to get the wounded home?
I do not believe there are other plans in place yet, but till that time, they will be in the very best of care here.
Recovery teams will be back out there tomorrow. Divers will search the water around the island for the 2 bodies they believe are still missing. Janice Mackey-Fryer, NBC News, Whakatane, New Zealand.
Some victims of the eruption were on a Royal Caribbean cruise who are now suspending tours of active volcanoes. In our consumer alert this afternoon, Baby Yoda toys are now available for pre-order. While the cute creature has been dubbed Baby Yoda, Disney calls that character the Child. Hasbro is offering a series of 2-inch collectible figurines as well as a talking plush toy. The toys are expected to arrive sometime in the spring.